happening. I'm doing my video. It's gonna be great.
Hey, it's Eliza Cooper-Schmid, FKT's Director of Operations.
My name is Max Berry. I am the creative producer of First Kiss Theater.
I'm Brynn Hambley. I'm the Director of Community Engagement for First Kiss Theater.
Hi everyone, my name is Lee Harrison Daniel and I am the co-artistic director of FKT.
My name is Ellie Strayer. I am FKT's co-artistic director and founder. And this is our 2024 FKT Admin Team Billie Eilish video in which we recap the year and check in and see how much we've grown. This is our 4th year doing this, so let's go. Before I start, I just want to say that I am filming this in my childhood bedroom where I moved back after quarantine and First Kiss was conceived of, and I probably, but I don't remember, maybe filmed the first installation of this a few years ago. So this is just like very special and sacred, and welcome.
So let's see if I know our stats.
How many Instagram followers do we have?
712.
1,017 followers.
We currently have a little over 1,600 Instagram followers, which is crazy. That's so many people.
How many artists did we work with this year? Ooh.
My estimate would be over 60 unique artists.
About 80 plus artists. I'd venture to say somewhere between 80 and 100 artists.
How many events or productions did we have this year?
So this year we had about 16 different events and productions.
About 17 to 20 productions and events, depending on what you count.
Let's see, how many events did we have this year? 4 residency readings, Countdown, which just ended, Fab Lab, Play in a Day, First Kiss at Easy Lover. That's 8. Were there more? What am I forgetting? Am I forgetting something? 8? 8. Oh my god, the workshops, the seasonal workshops. Okay, if you count the workshops, do those all count as separate things? Because then there were six educational workshops. So 14? Is it 14?
In my opinion, what was the biggest event production moment we had this year?
Probably the residency readings.
I think it was really big that we did an in-person viewing of Fab Lab. Play in a Day was the typical format that we usually have, but we had 50 artists participate, which was massive. We also had 2 in-person readings in Los Angeles. I felt like that was pretty big because it was a true first expansion of FKT in person out of New York for the first time.
I think I'm gonna have to say our residency readings. I think they're always the biggest production that we have. I think they're some of the most well attended. They're some of the most exciting because it's 4 new artists every year, except for this year because one of them was me. Lee especially is like the helm of that and does such a great job with producing those. I know how stressful it is, and they always turn out amazing.
So our final residency reading, Swives by Liz Mangan, was sold out and then some. We were in the Makers Ensemble's new space and like cramming everyone in there, having people sitting on the floor, having people standing, felt like a really cool moment of like, look at our community. So maybe the residency readings as a whole with that sold out night to cap us off.
What was my favorite FKT event or production or moment this year? How well Playmates did. Just a few days ago, we found out that we are in the top 5 podcasts of like almost 50 people, which I know is like a tiny number in comparison to like mainstream podcasts or whatever, but like I think is huge for like a tiny little theater company, a little audio theater platform. Like 50 people were in their top 5 podcasts. I think that's pretty insane. So that was a really, really big moment for me personally, since Playmates is kind of my baby.
I have a lot of moments from this year. I love the readings. At one, we ended up creating a popcorn bar station situation. So you would come in and get a little bag of popcorn and add toppings to it. And that just felt quintessential FKT in that it was trying to create an experience out of a theatrical event. My other favorite was probably the residency program just in general. It was so wonderful to work with this year's residency cohort. And the weekend we spent on the retreat was so fun. We had ping pong, we had games. It was just the best, as it always is. I feel like every year I say the retreat, but this year I'm going to say the retreat again, and here's why. We extended our retreat this year, which was really, really big for us, and obviously took a lot of planning and was in large part an option to us because of the fundraising that we did and the generosity of our community who sort of believes in us and really was looking for us to like extend that retreat kind of opportunity with our residents. I'm hoping every year I can keep saying the retreat for new and exciting reasons.
I mean, I think my favorite is always the retreat. It's such a nice time to get out of the city, and it's the only time of year that like most of our admin team gets together in person. If I had to select a specific favorite moment, it was all of the ping pong that Eliza and I played on the retreat. That was really fun.
Honestly, the residency readings were amazing. They're always amazing, but it was such a cool group. I was able to go to all of them this time, and it was just such a great thing to see how the production of it all gets better and better and better every year. And we had some awesome residents this year, as we always do.
What was one thing that we did as a company that surprised you this year? We have more in-person events, I feel like, every year. And as a hybrid company, you know, teetering between virtual and in-person, it is really hard to sort of bring people together when you're not producing like these full-fledged productions. And it surprised me that we were really able to do that and bring people together in a meaningful way.
I was surprised by how many submissions we got for Play in a Day. You know, I think there's this idea that there's less of an appetite for virtual theater these days. But this was actually our biggest Play in a Day festival yet, which I think just goes to show that people do still want that and there is still a need for virtual. So that was really exciting.
Yes, that we have so many Instagram followers now. Like we have like 1,600 people that follow us, and I think that's amazing that like we are building a community of thousands of people across the world. Like that's insane.
Based on FKT's current trajectory as a company, what's something that you think we can achieve next year? I definitely think we can, at all of our events, but especially our residency readings, I think we're at the point where we can start filling those seats. We had one show sell out last year, which was amazing. Last year, but I think we can get more to sell out this year. Yeah, and then in the next 5 years, would love to see like maybe like 3,000-4,000 minimum Instagram followers. That would be awesome. And then I think we could be in a place where we're getting so many submissions that we got to bring in other team members to come help us out. We're already getting there, and I can't imagine what that'll be later on. Also, we will see in the next 5 years some plays that have gone through our program and our residency program going on to do bigger, more incredible things and be known in the greater theater world. I absolutely think that that will be happening in 5 years.
Okay, so next year, I think like a big thing that we're gonna achieve is like hitting another record of like submissions. Like for residency this past year, I think we had like over 50. So I'm betting next year we're gonna have over 100. And I think that's a really big deal, honestly, to have like over 100 submissions for our residency for 4 artists. It makes our job really, really hard because we have to reject like amazing artists with amazing work, and it really puts things into perspective as a playwright myself. But that's something I think we'll achieve next year, is like we'll grow our community even more. I think we'll hit 2,000 followers no problem next year, maybe even 2,200. I think that's a big thing we'll achieve next year. In the next 5 years, I'm hoping that we'll start being able to put up like one full production a year, maybe, or something like that. We're already talking about full productions of audio. So just a little hint for next year. So in the next 5 years, it would be really cool to be able to do that, or to be able to do this as my full-time job. That would be amazing. That would be super cool.
I think next year we can keep the retreat extended as it is, and I definitely think that we can keep sort of offering these like really detailed in-depth newsletters that sort of feature different members of our community. I think that perhaps in the next 5 years we want a winter retreat, maybe. Is that crazy?
This is like such a boring businessy answer. In the next year, I hope we can secure some major grants so that we don't have to rely as much as we do on crowdfunding and on ticket sales. That would be really huge for us, and also like for our community. I think it would make things a lot more affordable and accessible. In the next 5 years, I think it'd be really sick for us to have our own space somewhere in the city. I don't know what that looks like or what that means, but I think we can do it by 2030.
What's your personal goal for FKT next year? My goal for my FKT work next year is to reconnect with the community. And what I mean by that is in 2025, I'll be graduating from graduate school. And it will be one of the first times in the nearly 5 years of FKT that I haven't been in college while working at FKT, and I often feel like being in school, I'm at an arm's distance from our community, both literally with not being in New York City, but also my priority is always usually going to be school. And without that, I really want to just jump back in next year and really be part of the community in a big way.
Well, I'm moving back to New York next year, probably in June. I'm really excited. So I guess my personal goal is, I know Lee and Max have talked a lot about how it seems like a lot of people in New York think First Kiss is only them because they're the only ones who live there and who can like show up physically for a lot of networking events. So I'm hoping to take some of the burden of that off of them and be able to do a lot of networking and be an in-person like force for FKT.
I would like for more people to be sharing their manifestos. Personally, I think I have a lot of goals that are like newsletter related, and I want to hear from more people. I think our newsletter wants to feature more people, and I think our brand is kind of moving in an exciting way, and we're really creating this sort of like brand visual identity. That's very exciting. I sound like such an asshole saying that. But I have a lot of goals that are sort of related to who we are and what voices are kind of coming out of that.
Something I'm really excited about that we have planned is to make like sharing of practice a bigger part of our practice, and find ways that the artists in our community can like share and learn from one another. That's something that's really important to me, and I think will be big for us in 2025.
I really want to continue making FebLab the best that it can be. That's the program that I kind of brought in last year. I want to keep making it bigger and better and keep fostering that community, because that was something so special, is that these FebLab artists from last year are still working together.
Anything else you'd like to say to sign off and wish everyone a Happy New Year? Happy New Year, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for everyone's support this year. we're still doing it. And we're doing great. So we can't wait to see you in 2025. Happy New Year.
Thank you all for hanging out with us, and I hope you will for another year. Happy New Year.
I just want to say thank you to everyone who has made this company what it is, because it's nothing without all of the amazing artists who work with us, who apply to work with us, who like all our Instagram posts, who come see our shows and come to our silly little events. Like, you're the real ones. Because without you, there's just 5 of us talking to each other on a Zoom call. So yeah, I'm just really thankful for all of the support we've gotten, both like emotional, artistic, financial, all of that support has been amazing. So thank you guys, and have a happy 2025. May it be, okay, this may be a personal thing, but like this year kind of was crazy and it sucked a little bit for me. So I'm just like, I hope you have a happy new year, happy 2025, and I hope it's way, way better than this year was. Okay.
Well, Happy New Year. I'm so grateful to this team and this community, to Eliza, Brynn, Max, and Lee, for just every time we meet, we lift each other up. And none of this would be possible without this really special group of people, and that's not lost on me. I know that we've gone through some iterations, and as is part of our identity, no 2 seasons at FKT are the same. And I'm really thankful for the group of people that we have right now. I think it's awesome. Yay. It's my belly vid.